Hello, traders, and welcome to the market opening preview on a Wednesday, August 3rd, 2016, hump day, middle of our trading week on NFP Friday. Yep, market's going to start to get a little rumbly now that the NFP numbers will be out on Friday, the non-farm payroll numbers. So it's going to be quite interesting. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, coming to you live from Thailand. Overcast skies, but that seems to be the thing lately. And then about 2 hours from now, the sun will burn up these smog, I guess you can call it. And usually by 10 o'clock, we have bright, sunny skies. Yeah, I actually did the pool yesterday. Like I said, we just had a beautiful, beautiful day yesterday. It was nice. It was cool. The water was cold. It was really just so refreshing. And had a great day yesterday. The thing is, I burnt the top of my head. I was in the pool for like 2 hours. And friends came down. I ended up talking and just put me behind a little bit because I have to be ready for London Open. I'm at my desk by 1 o'clock, 1 hour before the London Open. And yeah, put me a little bit behind, but it all worked out. We got through the day. So, traders, let's move along here. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Guild. I am your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, I got on a big bird, went to Bangkok, and landed. Only supposed to be here for 3 months. Well, traders, I'm in my 9th year living in Asia and absolutely loving it. It's definitely paradise, I have to tell you. The weather, the people, the food, and trading is absolutely awesome. You just can trade so many. I can trade all 3 sessions. Early in the morning for Asia, take about a 3-hour break, 3.5-hour break, and do lunch, the pool, whatever I want to do, and back for London. London lunch, I take about a 2-hour break, and then I'm back for New York session. I trade about 2 hours in New York, and I trade options in the New York session. So how do I trade? Well, I'm a pullback trader. I love using Fibonacci tools. However, I do listen to fundamentals. I do pay for a news feed. I think there's free ones out there, folks. You can find news feeds that have live moderators on there that are free. The only thing is they're just a little bit delayed. Some of them only are delayed about 30 seconds, 1 minute, but there's plenty of them out there. Just Google it, you'll find them, and you can get free news right out. It's talking to you. But you have to know what's going on around the world, folks. You got to know why currency pairs are reacting the way they are, and the only way you can know that is to know what's going on. Who's speaking, what numbers are coming out, and surprises. You know, yesterday we had, and I'll get into it in the commentary section, but we had Prime Minister Abiy put out a stimulus package, which made the yen strong yesterday, right? So that's another point in itself. So then I love being a technician. I think being a technician is so cool. Reading candlestick charts, candlestick patterns. I got a pattern for you today on one of the charts I marked off. Looking at price action and price value and price structure, price levels. Got to have price levels, right? Forex repeats itself. Forex goes to a level 6 months ago, it goes back to that level again. It usually will react again. So it's really important that you have price levels on your charts. I have a platform that just has my levels. It's not on my live charts. It just makes my chart crazy. Too many lines on it. I like my charts pretty bare. However, I do have 3 exponential moving averages, which is the 200, the 55, and the 10, and that's it. I don't have any other indicators on my charts. I do use the Fibonacci tool, however, a lot. As you all know, you'll see them on my charts. So I take my analysis from my fundamentals, and I take my analysis from my technicals. I put them together. I come up with a trade plan. I enact the trade plan. Once I enact the trade plan is set. I just now wait for price to come to me. Or if price just continues either long or short and doesn't give me the pullback, I will redo another analysis on the trade and get into it maybe on a different time frame. Most likely going up in my time frame and then trading it that way. All right, let us take a look. That's about it for me. Let's take a look at the legal stuff. Keep the lawyers happy. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, this is all about capital preservation. You need to live to trade another day. Therefore, please do not use money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. I.e., you're on a demo account, 6 months later you go to a live account, you will see a change in your trading. Why? Because you're too busy looking at that PL box, profit loss. Got to get away from that. In the old days, we used to take sticky notes and put them on your screen and cover the PL box. Now the platforms have gotten more advanced where you can actually take that off and you don't have to see it. But when 2006 and 2007, 2008, yeah, we stuck sticky notes on our screen to cover the PL box. Pretty funny. Time has moved on. We've gotten more modern. All right, let's get to news and commentary. Say, look, a lot of red. Markets didn't do good yesterday. All three sessions were in the red yesterday. Really, nothing good. The U.S. session, when it opened up on a barely low, pulled up, and then it came 11 o'clock, and I was like really whipped. And I went to sleep, woke up early this morning, and read the news and all that stuff, and the markets closed down yesterday in the U.S. The Dow 30 closed negative 0.49%. The S&P 500 closed negative 0.64%, with the NASDAQ closing negative 0.90%. The small cap 2,000 closing negative 1.31%. Traders, let's go over to the Eurozone, all in the red. The DAX was negative 1.80%. The FTSE 100 was negative 0.73%. The CAC 40 out of Paris was negative 1.84%. The Euro Stoxx 50 was negative 2%. Let's head on over to Asia now. Some of these countries are currently trading in Asia, and I'll let you know what's going on there. The Nikkei 225 is currently trading as negative 1.37%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is currently trading as negative 0.91%. However, the China 850 doesn't open for another hour, and it is negative 0.01%. The Hang Seng I'm pretty sure they closed yesterday, so I don't have an accurate reading for you there, and they're not open yet because they had a typhoon hit them yesterday, so they closed trading yesterday. And the Kospi, which is currently trading, is negative 1.10%. Let's take a look at our economic calendar for today. Not a lot going on, I have to be honest with you. A lot of medium impact news events coming out today. It looks like all PMI numbers coming out today. In the London session, we have services PMI out of the pound, and that could be a market mover. But I got to be honest with you, there's not many of them. Probably the biggest data that's going to come out today is ADP non-farm employment change, and that comes out today in the U.S. session. That is a high-impact news event and is a market mover. We also have ISM non-manufacturing PMI for July coming out today. So that is another high impact. And then, of course, as usual, on Wednesday, we have our crude oil inventories. And that is a high impact news event. So it looks like most of our data that's high impact is in the U.S. session. So just, monitor that if you're going to trade the U.S. session. It should be a busy day, and we should have some good market moves. The problem is I miss the New York session after the New York lunch. My day's over by then. I put in my 15 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours, and I'm about whipped by that time, and I got to get some rest. I am one of these guys that are up at 5:15, 5:30, and by 6 o'clock, I'm already reading what happened the day before. Let's talk about commentary. We're going to see some charts here. They're going to be a little shocking to you. as we're seeing a lot of charts going in opposite directions. And I have to tell you, the dollar index is taking a beating. The dollar is taking a beating. Why? I really don't understand why. I fundamentally I can see because we've had such horrible numbers in the last 2 weeks, and the Fed is on the fence. The Fed is like, we're gonna do interest. We're not gonna do it. We are gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. Yesterday I read that, and it wasn't from anybody official. I think it was from FX Street. Said that the Fed is not going to raise hikes in the foreseeable future, and that's a quote. That tells me that there's a good chance we're not going to see a rate hike in 2016, and it's just going to do what it's going to do. We're in earnings seasons, and that is affecting our trading. It is affecting our trading. Yesterday we had the day before yesterday we had Microsoft come out with their whole big new thing, and their big deal. So things are changing. Things are really moving around. So it shows in the trading. It shows traders either like what they hear, or they don't like what they hear, or they just don't trade, right? So without any further ado, let's head over to the charts. Let's hit the euro dollar. Now, I lost on the euro dollar. I took a hit yesterday. I don't know how big of a, well, I do know how big of a hit I took because I know where my stop was, but I took a loss on this. I was not expecting this to go up yesterday. This was approaching, if you remember, in our session yesterday, the 1200 mark. And I got in at like 1198 yesterday, right where we said we were going to. Well, I got in at that live in the markets yesterday, and I came down like 3 or 4 pips, and this thing kept going up. And this was within the first hour of the London Open. I'm saying, this is just an overshoot, and it's going to turn around and come back. And I think my stop was at 1240 or 1245, and it nicked me, and what does it do? It comes back down, right? Welcome to Forex, folks. So this got me yesterday, the euro. Now, I have a bearish plan for trading this today. My concern is that the 55 and the 200 exponential moving average has very good separation, and is pointing to the upside, which is very concerning that it's pointing to the upside. And these two EMAs are, and then we got a daily pivot point. So my trade plan is we got to get below this, and we can get in at 1.1198. We'll get out at 1.1143. I hope it works, but we'll see. But I'm bearish in this pair, and you have to understand, this has nothing to do with the euro, right? This is the dollar getting pounded. The dollar is getting pounded. So all these pairs with the dollar are going in the opposite direction, right? They're not going in favor of the dollar, which they've done for the last 2 weeks. They're going in the opposite direction of the other currency pair. So that's why I see we see this euro dollar move up. Now the market's going to start to clam up after tomorrow. The big one today is going to be non-farm payrolls. That'll give us somewhat of an indication. I really don't go very much on it for NFP. Well, my opinion about NFP, I think it's a waste of a good trading day. The numbers are false. And if companies report late, they get no penalty, and they just do a revision the next month. I do not trade NFP. If I'm in, I will watch it, and this week I will be in because I'm doing a webinar just after the NFP comes out. So this is just a total mess here. But not NFP. ADP, when their numbers come out today, ADP is a payroll company, by the way, folks, out of the United States. They're in every state. You can have a company with 2 people, or you can have a company with 50,000 people. And ADP does their payrolls. They do all their taxes, and people have child support deductions come out. If you go putting money in savings accounts, 401k account, they do all your payroll. And ADP is in every state in the United States, so they have a good catch on what's going on. However, I don't know what the percentage is of people that are in the same mode as non-farm payrolls. So we'll see. Jumpy day tomorrow. Pound dollar. Wow, we're 15 minutes already. Pound dollar. Same, right? It's not about the pound, even though the pound's had bad numbers also. So why would it go up? Well, the dollar is getting beat up, and the pound went up. Pound didn't have any good numbers yesterday, right? So we're just looking to sell this. I like that the 10 AMA is about price. We'll get in at 1.3331. We'll get out at 1.3223 at the 200 exponential moving average. Folks, this is a wide open space to the downside. This is a great trade if we can get this thing to work. We have no price action left of the chart to worry about. This is a super trade. All right, we've got to move fast. I'm really behind today. All right, the Aussie dollar. They had their daily 25 basis points cut yesterday. Apparently, the market liked it, went totally to the upside, and now it's sideways. I really didn't pay any attention to the Aussie dollar. I'm bearish in the Aussie dollar. I think it's going to fall right back down, and I'm looking for a sell opportunity. I just like to see this thing pull up a couple of notches, and I'd like to get in about 0.7619 and get out at the 200 exponential moving average at 0.7560. If we get to the 55 and the daily pivot point, we're going to get in a mess there because we got a lot of stuff left of the chart. We got a lot of, it's a heavy support area, that daily pivot point. So we've got to be very careful. But my bias is bearish. Let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. Just figured I'd give us a little bit of refreshing on candlestick patterns. We have a beautiful candlestick pattern here on the Euro Aussie. This just worked out superbly yesterday. And I said it wasn't going to work, and it did work. The trade plan worked very well yesterday. And what is this formation? We have the blue candle, the doji, and then we have another red candle. So we have a decision candle, indecision candle, and a decision candle. What does that tell you in a candlestick pattern? Well, first of all, the name of it is an evening star. It's a reversal pattern, and it tells you that this price action is going to go to the downside. Well, folks, yes, it did. Went to the downside. And away she went, and that was the end of that story. Now we're sideways. Now we need to pull all the way back up again. The problem with the Euro Aussie is once it gets in a mood, it can just go. So there's a very big possibility this will just continue down, and you have to just do a totally new analysis and trade plan. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. But really, that evening star is absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Yen. Doing the same as it always does. It's just wiggling its way down. Very little price action. Like I said, yen got strong. The markets apparently liked Prime Minister Abe's stimulus package and how he's gonna spread it out. It's like 200,000, 2 trillion yen or something like that, some wild number. But it's going to different sectors, and I think that's what people wanted to see, where the money was going, and it was put out very specifically with charts and everything. So the market liked that, and the yen got very strong. It's not the euro, right? The euro's weak. New Zealand dollar, last one of our trading day for today. This is really easy, folks. This has been sideways all week this week. So we want to see this. It's really already testing the 55. We can just take this. If I had a bearish candlestick formation, I would sell this. Sell it, right? Stick your stop above the 10 EMA and let it go. If it goes, it goes. And just take the ride. So we'd like to get in at 0.7211, get out at 0.7160. All right, traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence Trading, I'd like to thank you for joining us today. Sorry we are over almost 5 minutes. We're coming up on 20 minutes today. Had a lot to talk about, a lot's going on, and that's okay. It's only 20 minutes, nothing. So, traders, always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, we'll see you in about 24 hours. Take care now. Bye-bye.